So today we have to talk about the three-point lighting system for multimedia class. Now the three-point lighting system is composed of two main lights as well as one reflector off of the key light. So the three different light sources would be the key light, which is located up in the upper left-hand corner, which would be the main light that is shining upon my face. So most of the light that you see hitting my face comes from the key light, generally the biggest light that we'd be using. Some people use sunlight. In this instance, we're not close to many windows, so we're going to be using an actual light for that. Now the second light would be the backlight, which kind of brings a little bit of a glow in the three-point light system behind me. And typically you want that located behind the person, but at an angle so that it will be off screen. You don't want the light visibly on screen. You could get a weird glare with that. You want something that will just kind of silhouette the outside of their body and something that isn't really that distracting. Now the last light in this would be the reflector, which is typically a piece of paper or a wall or something. In this case we're using the wall that's kind of behind me as the reflector. Reflects the key light, that reflects the main light that you'll see shining on my face, typically gives a little bit of a shadow, and that is typically positioned perpendicular to the key light source, so that way you get the proper reflection and exposure on your face. Now for the two-point lighting system, which is a little less standard, a little less typical than the three-point lighting system, we're leaving out the reflector for that. We still have the key light and we still have the hair light. So we had to move a little away from the wall so that way we're not getting the reflection from the key light. So that one still utilizes the main light that you will see that glow on my face. But the difference is you'll see a little bit of a harder shadow here. You won't see the reflection light on my face. The shadow will be a little bit bigger, it'll be a little bit more noticeable. Now the hair light's still positioned off camera to the point where it's not distracting. You'll still see that generally on the body line, not positioned right behind you so that you see the whole silhouette of the body, but generally just on one side, back behind, at least one side of the shoulder, head area. Now for the last lighting that we will be using or talking about, that is the hair light. So that we're getting rid of the key light as well, so no longer do we have the reflector, but we also no longer have the key light either. So the hair light, we positioned this one right behind me for this one. This way you'll be able to see the full outline halo around the entire subject that is sitting there and not just off to one side like we were using before. Again, without the key light, you'll see a lot more shadow. Typically this is a lot darker of a shot and it makes it look a little bit more heavenly with the light main source coming from behind you.
Now the last part of making a good interview is having a good microphone or sound quality. Now what we were using previously was a microphone mounted on top of the camera. However, you'll notice that when you try to film at a further distance, that's not going to exactly pick up the sound. So therefore we're using a microphone that would be able to pick up sound from a further distance that is actually more mounted on the person. So we have this little microphone, I doubt you can see it, just this little piece that's more by the mouth of the person actually speaking, so you can hear them at a further distance.
And that is everything that you need to make a successful interview.